I wanted to come on here and, to issue a bit of a complaint about the way that things go here on YouTube. And I know that the
Another
general
one is
of
coming up.
people often say that, I think methinks somebody doth protest too much, but the truth of the matter is that I'm doing this in the most calm and reasonable way that I can to voice my, perspective about these matters. But I am, like many other people, concerned about the fact that this particular platform is an outlet by which a lot of pseudoscientific garbage and disinformation is disseminated across, the space. And I mean, I know that all of us need to do better about this. Okay, like I'm not saying that I don't need to learn more, and that I've never spread an article that I might have regretted ultimately spreading in the past because of the fact that I realized that there were flaws in the arguments later on. So like everybody has probably done it at some point. So, in that regard, I understand, but my frustration about the way that things are going as far as YouTube is concerned and whatnot is just like it's not even that there's a desire to silence dissenting opinions and views, you know, but at the end of the day, I think ultimately that if somebody's going to make a video that alleges to debunk, something that is proven science, then if they're going to make a video that's in like the scientific category and it's responding to like evolution, for instance, as a topic, and on the issue of evolution, and on this particular topic, and they're going to communicate about it, and they're going to try to debunk it over here on YouTube, and to produce a video about it, that video should have to go through a quality control, you know, process that ultimately subjects them to biologists and people that work in, the academic field, over in the institutions to put an actual peer review on the video in order to, make a recommendation or not as to whether to accept or reject the video. I think if you want to make a video that's pertaining to scientific topics, that you should, we should treat it like an academic journal basically treats their publications, and, force people to actually, pass through a team of people that are peers in that relevant field as far as science is concerned, so that there are actual scientists up there to tell somebody whether they get to publish a video on these topics at all, you know, on this platform. I don't think that people that want to issue false rebuttals ultimately of evolution in their videos should be welcome on YouTube. It's not about the fact that they're spreading a dissenting opinion. It's about the fact that, they don't really know what they're talking about when they make these videos, and that their misunderstandings of the topic are quite extensive. And, because of that, they might accidentally, and unintentionally through their ignorance, spread other people, make other people as ignorant as they are. I mean, this is a platform that is, intended to ultimately reach a general audience, of laymen, Americans, and people all over the world. And, the frustration that I have, about all this is just, I don't know, like it's become something that I'm aware of now, because of the fact that I have gradually become aware of academic journals, and the fact that, there's an ability to actually put this things through peer review, and to, to do this whole process, and how this actually works, and all these things, and how important peer review actually is. Knowing that, and knowing how important all those particular topics ultimately are, and being aware of it as it is, I do find it a little bit concerning that anybody can come on here and, just make a video that alleges to debunk evolution, and just put that shit on there, essentially clogging the platform up with garbage videos that are, that do nothing to further, the discussion about the matters, and really just all they really do is cloud people's perception as far as, the topic is concerned, because of the fact that, what they're doing is, what they're doing doesn't actually debunk evolution as a topic. It's a bunch of spurious objections that are really just, misunderstandings of, the science and the fundamental science. And that happens in video after video after video after video on not just Google, and not just YouTube, but Google as well. I mean, if I type evolution into the Google search engine, I'm going to get, every garbage creationist blog, in the search results that alleges to ultimately debunk evolution. I mean, like the internet has kind of been a place in which, lies come to travel quickly, you know. And I think that that's the problem that I feel in a huge way, is that a lie can disseminate all around the world while the truth is still trying to get its shoes on, in all this, because of the fact that, the world works the way that it is, that it does now. I mean, I know that I'm kind of rambling about this topic and expounding on my view quite a bit, just free form in this, but it does ultimately frustrate me, and it frustrates me. Like, why single YouTube out? I mean, YouTube is not the only source of disinformation. Clearly, I mean, but the truth of the matter is that it's one of the most damaging. But as far as other places in which disinformation publishes, you could be misled by the fact that a book, for instance, was in the nonfiction section, that book had been subjected on any level to academic peer review because it was published and they could get somebody to publish it. There are many books in the nonfiction section that are dubious at best and are questionable ultimately as to how robust they actually are. And that's pretty disconcerting as well, to say the least. You can often find books that were not ultimately subjected to peer proper quality control or peer review in the nonfiction section of the library. It's not, you know, particularly a it's alarming, to say the least. In a way, it's a serious concern that I ultimately have. Um, I mean, as far as somebody having a dissenting view of these topics, what I think is, if they can get their dissent through peer review, then I don't have a problem with them posting at that point, at that level. But until then, there should be a process that they have to go through to get a video on YouTube to, allegedly attack the evidence on evolution. I mean, there's lots of videos on here that are just like garbage clickbait videos with titles that are obviously engineered to get, clicks on the video, that, just spread insidious disinformation about the topic. And I think that's a serious kind of indictment of the way that this platform works ultimately. It's a searing indictment of how it actually works. It's rather a big flaw in YouTube. So, I mean, I could post, like, I tagged them on Twitter, saying pretty much exactly this, that, somebody shouldn't be able to just come on here and spread pseudoscientific nonsense and their misunderstandings of evolution without, passing a peer review process to explain to them why, they're misunderstanding the topic and that their video isn't high enough quality to be published on this particular platform. Anybody can just push whatever they want onto it.